Hello and welcome to the Yorkshire countryside. My name is Richard Bramley and we're here on my arable farm located just south of the city of York. Since 2009, farmers across England have been engaging with an industry-led voluntary initiative, the Campaign for the Farmed Environment. And I'm here to tell you a little bit about it and to show you some examples of the campaign in practice. The campaign highlights how farms manage the landscape and improve biodiversity alongside their vital primary role of growing and producing food and other raw materials. At the heart of the campaign is the joined-up approach of a wide variety of organisations with a keen interest in the countryside. Farmers and their representatives, like the National Farmers Union, are at the heart of the campaign as they understand the challenge. Working alongside are farm advisors, national and local government and their agencies like the Environment Agency and Natural England, and charities and non-government organisations like the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds and Wildlife Trusts. The aim is to get a joined-up approach that works on individual farms, as all are different and each have something to offer, and the farmer is best placed to decide what will work on their patch. With the help of the campaign's local coordinators, who are vital in the delivery, farmers can access support and education on the best options through farm visits and talks. The Campaign for the Farmed Environment has an overriding theme for farmers to enhance and retain their environment on the farm, and above all to take pride in the habitat and biodiversity that they support. Working on specific themes, the region's coordinators will focus on these with a series of farm visits, using an existing farm to host and demonstrate good practice, just as I am doing here. Recently, the focus was on hedgerow management and resource protection, how and why we should manage hedgerows for the benefit of wildlife. The hedge behind me was only planted 6 years ago, but it was sympathetically planted with 7 different species, double rowed, and with a floristically enhanced margin alongside it. It acts as a source of beneficial insects, pollen and nectar. In this region, in the spring, the campaign focus was on managing margins, with 9 events attracting around 150 farmers. Margins like this one. How best to locate, what to sow them with, what benefits they bring and how to manage. For plants, insects and animals all to benefit, as well as protecting the watercourse by acting as a buffer to field activity. And how can we protect and enhance that most vital resource, namely the soil, with various cover cropping techniques. Here there was a further 9 meetings with nearly 200 farmers attending. The field over there had a cover crop located in it this winter. And pollen and nectar mixes and winter food for wild birds have also been addressed, like this plot over here. And we've focused on insects and barn owls, always popular, and it's great to see the enthusiasm our land managers have for these species. However, since CAP reform, government-run stewardship schemes have only become harder to access and for less reward. And the introduction of the greening element shows a poor understanding of farms and the tasks they have to perform. If anything, it has undermined progress so far. The Campaign for the Farmed Environment is working to promote the need for farmers to make the most of greening options. And yet for what reward? Is it just to take pride? The perception from outside the farming community is that there is a real lack of satisfaction with the way farms are run and from an environmental perspective. So government must make them do more. Many farms in England have transformed in recent years, yet the message seems to be still that farming is the problem. And yet we work in an economic landscape which only serves to make the job harder and less rewarding, driving the farming industry and hardly creating an incentive. The price we get for our produce is largely based on the world market, with no reflection on the extra value of high-quality home-produced food. Regulation, rules, legislation, fines, and issues like increased flooding and extremes in weather, and you must really start to wonder whether the current approach to enhance farm sustainability is fit for purpose. The Campaign for the Farmed Environment shows another approach. The next step is how to give recognition and reward for farmers' efforts, utilising their assets on something which they cannot trade. Maybe it's time to look at this more hands-off approach, giving the farming industry a clear outline of the issues and support to provide solutions in the context of the economic consideration of producing food of high quality grown sensitively. The campaign has over the last 6 or more years engaged and enthused with thousands of farmers in England, farming hundreds of thousands of hectares across the country. We cannot ignore the need for farm businesses to be profitable, so that they can invest and in process become more sustainable. We need to recognise the potential benefits of technology advances and how they could help. And we should build on the terrific efforts of our farms to improve water and air quality, biodiversity and habitat, and especially the long-term sustainability of that most vital resource upon which we all rely, the soil. Time for a rethink? Thank you for listening.